Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama, Hare
So we are here again to hear the second part of this beautiful Leela. As I share this with you, you will discover that there are some most astonishing things happening. So you have to remember that this is not a human-sized festival, but this is a transcendental festival that is taking place on a whole different dimension again. And when I read the book, Srimad of Mahotsav, and then tried to summarize that book down into 5 classes, I found that I was losing a lot of detail. And then when I summarized it down to 2 classes, you're just getting a summary of this beautiful exchange. So just hear. Don't try to process and analyze and measure what you're hearing. But the process of hearing itself is what will actually work on our hearts. Now, is this microphone sounding okay all over? Yes, it's not echoing or anything? Can you hear at the back? Okay, all right. So let the music begin. We heard yesterday about Radha's Adivas ceremony, the evening before her coronation, and how when the Abhishek morning arrived, there was much eager excitement and a procession of all the beautiful girls of Vrindavan. They regally made their way in a grand procession along a flower-decorated pathway lit by golden lamps. They walked towards a special forest mansion designed and decorated by Vrindadevi for this special event. This palace was designed with the help of all perfect desire trees and vines of Vrindavan which created this wonderful place suitable to coronate Radha within the forest of Vrindavan. We also heard how Radha, when she arrived at the entrance of this Abhishek Mandap, was greeted by Vrindadevi, who, using excellent scents and incense, worshipped Radha. And then Radha accepted this remarkable grove as her home. Then Vrinda happily took Radha and her friends on a tour of this forest flower palace with its different forest chambers. Each of the 6 chambers of the main room were constructed by trees that had entwined with vines and bees and other birds and other small flowers to create extraordinary different beauty in all the 6 chambers. And in the middle of this grove there was a famous place where the sun manifest as the royal throne. And after the Abhishek, Vrinda told Radha, "You will sit upon this golden, brilliant throne, and at that time, Krishna will come to you." Now, let us enter the vast northern chamber of this flower palace where the Abhishek is about to take place. Look, Purnamasi, with the assistance of Vedic brahmacharis, is preparing the atmosphere by chanting Vedic hymns. As Radha entered that chamber with its flower gates, its shining lamps, and rows of brilliantly glittering golden pots, she saw a place called the Sarvabhauma Griha. It was a jewel-bedecked square covered in flowers, measuring 20 hands and with flags all around. It was a flower house with a jewel-studded floor surrounded by the finest trees. An exquisite chamber made of fragrant white flowers illuminated the sapphire altar within. Meanwhile, Purnamasi was sitting on an asana uttering the Shanti mantras. And when the ghee was offered into the fire, she saw some auspicious omens. She heard the deep rumbling of chariots, and she saw that the tongues of the fire were turning to the right. And at that moment, everyone present let out a thunderous roar, and they began to circumambulate the fire to the right. And the damsels of heaven began to shower flowers, and their singers began to recite praises. Then, from all directions, a sound arose, and Purnamasi, remembering the heavenly ladies, the Devata ladies, she mentally made them appear in person. Lord Shiva's wife, Parvati, the sun god's wives, Chaya and Sangya, Jamuna Devi, Manasi Ganga, they all appeared and they began to sprinkle Parijat flowers on Radha's head to bless her. Then, after paying their respects, they remained motionless, with tears in their eyes, gazing at Radha's beauty. They were bewildered until Purnamasi brought them back to consciousness. "Oh, heavenly Devis," she said, "you must perform Radha's Abhishek so that the whole world will be astounded." Meanwhile, as Purnamasi was speaking, Radha was sitting very quietly, her head bent low, and she began to think, when will I be fortunate enough to see Shyam and his indescribable pastimes on this occasion of my Abhishek, being offered the lordship of all the forests? There are too many people here now. Is Purnamasi remembering me? Oh, Krishna, how will I be able to see you? Reading Radha's thoughts, by seeing the emotions on her face, Purnamasi said to Vrinda Devi, "Bring the sapphire of Vraj to me quickly." And then to all the Devata ladies she said, "Now you must personally perform all these auspicious rites." And huge drums began to play, and other instruments began to sound, and astounding the universe, the sacred waters of the Ganga, the Jamuna, and the Sarasvati appeared simultaneously. All these rivers in this huge assembly hall filled with people, all these rivers in a mystical way, they came together as a vast lake began to form over the jewel-inlaid floor. Suddenly this huge lake was formed within the forest palace, which expanded before the astonished people in an extraordinary manner. It was from these sacred waters that Radha would be bathed and coronated as queen. When the jeweled area was covered with their waters, lotuses began to bloom, and various birds began chirping. And seeing this extraordinary scene, all those who were assembled became thrilled with happiness. And then, with Purnamasi's permission, the 8 main gopis, Radha's closest friends, and Vrinda Devi, all 9 of them, they each carried one of 9 jewel-inlaid pots and brought them under the canopy And they worshipped the pots with flowers and shoots, scents and fruit. And after they had worshipped these beautiful jeweled pots, they carried them on their heads and filled them with water from that sacred lake. Then they placed these 9 pots on unhusked rice in front of the golden throne. They placed kumkum and red cloth and garlands around the pots. And at the mouth of the pots they arranged sandalwood paste and 9 leaves. They purified those pots with many mantras. And Purnamasi sent one gopi to inform Radha that Krishna had come. This news filled Radha with bliss. Now everything was ready. So the gopis brought Radha and seated her on the throne in the Abhishek Mandap, accompanied by their dancing and singing and music, while Krishna, from a secret place, he watched in amazement. Oh friends, look, Radha now sits on a golden throne, surrounded by Purnamasi and the 8 Sakhis and these demigod ladies. And they have begun singing auspicious songs with choked voices, shedding tears as they're singing. And when the jewel lamps, the lamps of jewels, they shine and come near to Radha's beauty, my heart goes wild. With her golden scepter and her royal attire, she forcibly attracts my mind, said Krishna. At that moment, the gopis all remembered Purnamasi's prediction. Purnamasi said, Krishna will have the heavenly ladies bathe Radha and crown her queen of Vrindavan. And what else was Krishna thinking? She must look towards me at least once. Then when Radha threw a crooked glance in his direction, with the permission and blessings of Purnamasi, Krishna sounded his flute to inaugurate this Abhishek festival. Parvati began to worship Radha waving a jeweled lamp. And it seemed to the eyes of all the assembled who were there that they were performing this arti as well as her. Purnamasi stood speechless with tears in her eyes. Could any coronation ever compare to this? First, the Sakhis bathed Radha with the water that they had collected, and then with 8 different kinds of earth. And then her next bath was from the items from the cow. They took pots of gold, silver and clay, and Purnamasi sprinkled her with fragrant kumkum And using a pot, a golden pot with 1,000 holes, she bathed Radha with herbs, scents, seeds, flowers, fruits, and jewels. Thus the preliminary rites were completed. Now remember, 9 jewel-inlaid pots covered in jewels. So now Purnamasi wishes to bathe Radha with the water from the 9 pots made from the 9 jewels. So as the first Abhishek, Radha lowered her head and Purnamasi bathed her herself with a pot made of rubies. The second Abhishek was given by Parvati and the demigod ladies, and they used the pot of pure water that was made of coral, and they divided the big pot up into smaller coral pots, and as they poured the water over Radha, the pots shone like the sun, and the water itself looked like the sparkling sun's rays. Now look at this third Abhishek. Chaya and Sangya, the sun god's wives, are now pouring water from the pearl inlaid pots into smaller pots, and Radha, seated on the jeweled throne in the house of creepers, is being lovingly bathed amidst a tumult of conch shells. As Krishna was watching this, Ujjvala, Krishna's very good friend, said to Krishna, "Friend, Radha's friends are laughing at you. They're saying, now Radha is the ruler of the forests, and Krishna has become frightened. Give up your fear." Then the fourth Abhishek. Although the assembly hall had become filled with the lake of sacred waters, Purnamasi ordered the assembled rivers personified to bathe Radha next. So all the best sacred rivers filled the golden diamond-studded pot with water just to spread Radha's glories. The fifth Abhishek was performed by Radha's friends like Shamala and Mangala, and they proudly showed their deep affection in this fifth Abhishek. They lovingly poured the sacred waters from the Kachapa pot. And meanwhile, Radha bowed her head and secretly gazed at Hari's reflection on the jeweled floor. The sixth Abhishek. Vrinda and her friends now bathed Radha, taking the water from the emerald pot. They bathed her while they were saying to her, "O Radha, protect the forests endowed with 6 seasons, using the 6 qualities of a ruler. For this purpose, we bathe you in the 6th Abhishek." The seventh Abhishek was performed by Kundalata and the Nandagram gopis. And as the pot made of yellow sapphires was poured over Radha, the fragrantly scented water appears like the moon bathing a desire creeper in streams of nectar. Now, Krishna boldly looked directly at Radha's sweet lotus eyes, and she glanced secretly back. Who can compare, what can compare with the meeting of their beautiful eyes? The eighth Abhishek was performed by Kasturi Manjari and other young gopis, whose only desire was the happiness of Radha. And while they bathed her, she began to tremble, thinking that the pot made of blue sapphires was none other than Krishna. Then the ninth and final Abhishek. Madhurika and other dear Sakhis offered their sweetest love in this ninth Abhishek using a pot made of garnets. And then, just to complete the grand Abhishek, Lalita and Vishaka bathed Radha in golden pots filled with the water from all the other pots. Becoming intoxicated with love, everyone present made a loud, joyous sound. Radha illuminated their hearts and the forest like a special herb, giving life to the universe. Now that the Abhishek was complete, the gopis waited for Purnamasi's order. They created a circle around Radha so you could not see her. They were waiting for her order to dry Radha and dress her. So they began to dry her body, and the girls surrounded her on all sides, and it looked like a ring around the moon. They removed her wet cloth and her ornaments, and then after drying her hair, they very carefully bound it with strings of jasmine flowers. Then they put on a new fresh cloth decorated with swans, and an abundance of forest flowers made her look like she was the goddess of the forest. In fact, Radha gave her fragrance and her radiance to the flowers. Finally, when that screen of gopis was withdrawn, Radha appeared looking like an exquisite performing artist, astonishing everyone with her beauty. The heavenly ladies praised her, and they performed arti using the rays of light from their Chintamani gems, encircling her with jewels as well as their eyes. It was not surprising, therefore, that Radha and Krishna gazed at each other in amazement. Then Radha proceeded to another throne where, in her role as queen, she wanted to distribute gifts. First, she gave Purnamasi an exquisite little box made out of buds with her name engraved upon it. And inside the box were beautiful fragrant flowers. Then she gave the Vedic brahmacharis who had participated in all of the ceremonies, she gave them as many jewels, gems, as they could carry. In exchange for her gifts, they gave her their blessings. Radha, they said, please enjoy this kingdom of Vrindavan served by Purnamasi. Then Radha gave her first command. She said, let all the bound creatures become liberated. And when Radha gave this command, an astonishing thing happened. Hearing the blessing of liberation, the gopis who were bound by love for Radha began to shake in fear. They did not want release from their bondage. And Krishna suddenly became bound up. Then Radha followed Purnamasi into the central chamber where the Sarvabhauma Griha was. It was a spring forest cottage, and they worshipped first Lord Vishnu, and then her guru Purnamasi, and then the heavenly ladies. And then these Devis wanted to dress Radha fully in her royal dress. So they brought a royal dress and ornaments, and the heavenly Devis dressed her. They very, very carefully combed her hair with a jeweled comb, strand by strand. And then they braided her hair, and they decorated her braid with gems and flowers, and they placed a peacock feather at the base of her braid, which sealed Krishna's heart with love. Then they placed a crown on her head, which possessed the light of the sun and the moon. When all the ornamentation was complete, the gopis offered Radha a jeweled mirror, and they cleverly arranged that Krishna's face would also appear in that mirror. Radha, seeing this, became very, very, very happy. Then, to fulfill Krishna's desire, Radha now proceeded through 3 chambers, and it was now that she arrived at the Sarvabhauma Griha, a jeweled plateau with colorful fragrant flower pollen spread all over the jeweled floor like powder dust. Under the tall trees bearing fruits and flowers, whose golden branches spread in all directions, was the throne. This throne was the King of Thrones, or the throne of kings. And it surprised even Radha and Krishna with its beauty. Purnamasi said to Krishna, O Lord of the hearts of Vrindavan, since Radha is shy before her elders, you should assign posts on her behalf and make her happy. Then Hari, taking a sidelong glance towards Radha, gave ornaments to each of the gopis and assigned them their duties in her kingdom. Krishna said, "O Lalita, you are the princess of Radha, so you will offer everything to your leader, first for her enjoyment. Vishaka, you are the counselor of Radha. By the power of your counsel, Radha will bestow upon you ever-increasing opulence." Then, respecting Vrinda and gifting her with fine ornaments, Krishna gave her the duty of protecting the forests. And after that, he gave suitable gifts to all the living beings in Vrindavan. Purnamasi spoke with a choked voice. She said, "O trees, be satisfied along with your wives, the creepers. Bestow upon everyone whatever can be desired. O best of birds, keep singing along with the bees. O animals, continue to remain confident and happy, for Radha, served by her Sakhis, has become your queen. She has assumed control over both Krishna and Vrinda." Then Lalita and Vishaka, understanding Radha's mind, they started to feel like they should start finishing off this festival. They should get rid of the people. So Purnamasi, knowing their intention, blissfully told all the heavenly ladies, "You have excellently bathed Radha, and she has bathed you in streams of beauty. You can now return to Swagaloka." And the heavenly ladies departed for their separate realms. Where and how they went was difficult to ascertain. Then Purnamasi sent a message to Yasoda Devi saying, "Radha's Abhishek has been accomplished. In our supervision, she will spend the night in the forest." She then turned to Krishna and said, "Hari, I must go now for a little time, and until I return, you must protect her." Saying this, Purnamasi suddenly disappeared. Then Krishna looked all around and quickly approached Radha's throne. Then he sat down beside her on the throne as the authority over Vrindavan. The Sakhis argued, "Cunning fellow, why did you sit? Why are you sitting on the throne of our dear friend? And Krishna laughed and he said, foolish girls, she's been coronated as my queen. In this way, a huge quarrel ensued, which cannot be understood by any mortal person. Then Vrinda Devi made them all laugh by saying emphatically, it is not necessary to shout. By her own action, our queen will subdue this forest lord, Krishna, and ourselves. Mukunda replied, Radha is like a kadamba flower, and I am like a bee. Why spoil this happy moment? And thus the young couple, Radha and Madhava, the embodiment of beauty, goodness, youthfulness, and all types of bliss, the 64 arts, and the shelter for their devotees, accepted lordship over Vrindavan. It is here that Srila Jiva Goswami ends his beautiful poem by saying, this work, instructed by my Guru, Sri Sri Rupa Goswami, and partially described in his work called Dan Keli Komudi, has now been completed. With my intelligence far from presenting all the details, I cannot even present a general description. If those knowledgeable in rasa taste even one tiny portion of this work, then my efforts will have borne fruit. May Sri Radha, endowed with the most intense bliss, experiencing continuous joy as she tastes the sweetness of various emotions inspired by her beloved, seated on his lap on the royal throne in the forest of Braj. May this Sri Radha bestow supreme beauty on all of you. So thank you very much. That completes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your wonderful audience receptivity, and it was a deep pleasure to be able to share this wonderful pastime with you all. And just to complete our presentation from this morning and yesterday and the whole presentation, I would like to share with you all something that was actually my very small offering to my own very, very small deity of Gopinath, who is 1 inch in size. He's very small. It would be very difficult to offer him a garland. You could not dress him. It's very hard even to see him and worship him. But somehow or another, he accepted another form of offering. So when he arrived, I started making him things, a little seat, and then a little house, and then some trees, and then a background, and then I put it in a box, and it became a little scenery. And I was doing this very small offerings in my bedroom. But Gopinath was a little bit like the incarnation of the fish, Matsya. It began very small and simple, but he kept growing a few sizes. And quite soon I had made a few more displays because I would make them for his festive occasions. And all of a sudden he was growing out of my bedroom. And so we bought an old caravan and renovated inside and made it into a display area for his dioramas. But that also filled up very quickly. And then we went looking for some kind of a place where we could live and we could make some space so that he could be on display in our house. And somehow or another, we found a beautiful property of 5 acres. And we only bought it because it had a big double garage, which we thought, this is enough space. So we bought it and we renovated the double garage, and that became our next gallery display area. But then it continued to grow. He continued to expand as only Krishna can. And all of a sudden it was taking a larger amount of space and more space, and it became known as the Sacred India Gallery. And the Sacred India Gallery took 10 years to create. And then during COVID, a couple of years ago, the Indian High Commissioner from Canberra had been informed about this Sacred India Gallery. And he in turn handed in a brief to the Prime Minister of India to be used possibly in his Man Ki Baat presentations that he was doing, I think, monthly. And even the High Commissioner didn't expect that Prime Minister Modi would accept this offering from a remote place like Perth and a homely little Gopinath-sized gallery. But, astonishingly, he did. And then in 2021, the Indian High Commissioner came to Perth on some business, and he requested that he could pay a visit to our gallery. And we held a special program for him, and he inaugurated, or he unveiled 3 new dioramas, but they were not in this very small size, they were in a larger size of figures. And then he took a tour of the gallery, and when he came out, he's a very nice gentleman. He's standing outside the gallery and I'm standing on the other side. And he just looked at me and he said, "Can I hug you?" I sort of stood there, and then he said, "I can't tell you how moving it was for me to see this." He mentioned, "I've traveled all over the world in my political career, but I've never seen anything like this." I made a little video. It's not perfect, but it's to give you a little taste of what it was like when he visited us. So I would like to commemorate this occasion by showing it to you all, and also to explain how even a tiny offering, I never ever, if anyone had told me ever in my life that such a thing would happen, I would never have believed them. Even when we were making the gallery, Sri Radharaman Prabhu knows, constantly I told him, no one will come and visit this place And he patiently kept working and working and working. So this is the power of making an offering to Srimati Radharani. And it's the beauty of such and the pleasure of such an opportunity. So you should also all make your offerings, no matter what they are. And if you want to know any more about the Sacred India Gallery, please visit our website. Thank you. I think we're ready? Yes. Thank you. Vrindavan belongs to the whole world. Hare Krishna. On March 25th this year, we had a visit from Ambassador Manpreet Vora, the High Commissioner of India to Australia, was visiting Perth along with his family, and they took some time to come and visit our Sacred India Gallery. Following COVID regulations, Ambassador Vordia and his family took a tour of the Sacred India Gallery, and then after...
This is truly a humbling experience to see so much love. In my diplomatic life, I have been all over the world, but I have yet to come across something like this, and to see it here in Perth, in Western Australia. Thank you very much for creating this magical place, giving us this magical experience, and to thank you for what you've done. This is a remarkable work, really.
After the tour, the ambassador presented me with a copy of the Prime Minister's words.
And I'm honored to read out his words. The Sacred India Gallery, located in the picturesque Swan Valley in Perth, Western Australia, is a remarkable display of the talent of artist Jagattarini Mataji. Jagattarini ji, born and raised in Australia, spent more than 13 years living in the sacred village of Vrindavan. Unable to forget Vrindavan's spiritual joy, she has made a veritable Vrindavan in Australia through the medium of her art. Visitors to this art gallery receive glimpses of the traditions and culture of the most famous pilgrimage places of India, such as Vrindavan, Navadvip and Jagannath Puri, as well as displays of the life of Lord Krishna. Jagattarini ji's amazing effort is indeed a testimony of the power of Krishna Bhakti. I wish her all the best in this endeavor. Signed, the Honorable Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India.
Now the Sacred India Gallery has brought Vrindavan to Perth. And then to get acknowledgement from the Prime Minister of India, from India, he's not visiting here, he's from India speaking about this small place in Perth. Because after all, Vrindavan is such a special place that it's not meant only for Indians. Correct?
Absolutely. It belongs to the world.
It belongs to the world. After he had made his presentation, he also unveiled 3 new pieces of art, 3 new dioramas that I had prepared especially for the occasion. I got very excited. these 3 new pieces were called Gokul. And after we had a meal together under the tall gum trees in our garden of peace, and we all shared each other's company with great happiness. It was a very pleasant day. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. If I'm not mistaken, we're going to have something happening now. Is that correct? Do you know? Is there a little drama now? I think I've been told there's a little drama now. Our younger members, yes? Here we go.
Harema, 99% engineering set. I did so well. But no, there's this one girl. She went and cried to the professor. She got 100%. I lost my job. Went to the interview, everything, 99%. Can't even do anything. The only thing I can do, you are my only happiness.
Boy, what are you doing? What is this in your hand?
It's my only happiness, Papa. I can't
What do you mean only happiness? Did you see your score? 99%. What are you doing?
There's no job, Papa, no
I am paying for
job.
education and you are doing this with your life?
Engineering say no job.
What engineering? You know that Patelji's son? He got 100% in his medicine exam.
Doctor, this is why I am drinking this engineering.
What is why you have no job, doing nothing. I am the only one working in this family. What are you doing with your life? This, I better not see this again, huh? If I see
No,
this,
Papa, please,
if I see this again, you are out. I will not see your face again.
I'm sorry, Papa.
Get out.
Sorry. What can I do? Krishna, please, give me some way out of this. Some way.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Yes, sir. Good.
Listen. We're the Hare Krishna, okay? We're here to spread the devotion of God.
Please dance with us.
I'm good.
Sir, are you wasting your life?
Maybe.
Okay, tell me, what is wrong?
I might have a problem with taking it, but yeah.
Okay. Well, look. I have this book for you. This holds a lot of slokas in which you can learn how to deal with your addictions.
How does that help?
You take it and you read it. Akama sarva kamo va, moksha va, moksha kama va, nirvana, bhakti yogena, yajeta, purusham padam. You have to understand that without serving Krishna, all we have is just unfulfilled desires. And we have nonsensical desires. But when we serve Krishna, we use bhakti yoga, we are happy.
I'll take your word for it.
Please read it.
I'll read the book.
this is the part when he becomes a devotee and there is a change in life.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Bro, how have you been?
I've been good. Yes.
Hey, what are you doing, man?
This is happiness now.
Happiness, sir. What is, when you nicely left me and all, what is this, man? So long we've been enjoying life, man. What is this? What is nicely happiness with you? Doing something you're saying and love left me. See, this, my friend, is happiness. This is cute and
It's my happiness. Gopal?
No, Gopal! What are you doing? Don't you remember your past? How this dragged you down and you were so lost and in such sorrow? Why are you taking to this? Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Remember what you've given up and remember and see how you're experiencing such a good life now.
ये क्या बकवास है? Music band, entry khatam. My friend, are you fallen? Why are you putting this divine nectar down? Dimag hai? Don't worry. It's okay. Your mother must not have taught you well. Main hu na? Don't worry. I will teach you all the ways.
No, why are you listening to him? Think about it. You've now studied all the scriptures. You know that you have this valuable human form of life and you've finally got the chance to chant and make success. How can you drink this, which is actually, though he says it's amrit, it's full of sand. It will only cause you so much suffering and pain once you take to it again. Please remember what happened and don't use your intelligence. No.
Good boy, go back to mummy. Does it look like we want to hear? This guy is my man. Come. Just one drop of this. Go straight to Swargalok. Oh, oblivion, no pain, no worries. Come on, man, drink. Come on. Right.
Don't do it, Gopal. Remember what the scriptures say. Tattenu kampam Please tolerate your urge. Don't succumb. Please tolerate and wait for Lord Krishna's mercy to come. Please, Gopal.
Sanskrit you want? I will give. Canto 4. Ram Leela Dasi scripture. Mutram Visarjanam. Varu. Kusum. What does this mean, bro? Means Daru will solve all your problems. Oh, this is all you need. Chal. Come on. Let's go. Leave this guy. Drink.
No, please, Gopal. Please go up. Please don't give up.
Are, come here, eh? Don't go here.
Go.
Come here.
Oh, Krishna! Save me!
Gopal finally was able to fix his determination on the Lord and become devoted in his service. एतां सास्थया परात्मनिष्ठां माध्यासितं पूर्वमते महर्षिभिः अहं तरिष्यामि दुरन्तपारं तमो मुकुन्दाग्निसेवयेय.
Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for watching. Okay, so I was asked by them to explain what we are trying to portray in the drama. So Maharaj very nicely explained in the morning from the pastime of the Avanti Brahmana, where he says that the cause of our happiness and distress is not really our karma or the people around us or the many other reasons he gave, but the cause of our happiness and distress is our mind. So in this pastime, our main character, the cause of his happiness and distress was his mind, because he was stuck on the fact that, even though he did so well, he wasn't able to achieve his dreams of having a good job and what other people chase after, and rather another person who came and cried in front of the professor was able to top him. So he was stuck in this lamentation. He was very depressed. So he cries out for God in that situation, and by chance, while he's out sitting in the walking, he meets the Harinam Sankirtan party, which is Lord Krishna's mercy, and the devotees explain to him that you have so many unfulfilled desires and you're stuck in your addiction. So why not follow the path of Bhakti Yoga in the scriptures, by which you can overcome your addiction or the desires which are causing you to become addicted to alcohol. So that's how we explain the first verse that we learned, where even though we might have a negative addiction, or it could even be a positive addiction, it's still material. So to come free from it, we should take to the process of devotional service. And then we fast forwarded the story a bit. So he was a very he was a very good recipient. He started practicing bhakti straight away, and he became very constant and sincere in his bhakti. But somewhere in his heart, the anarthas, they were still there and they were still nagging at him. So while he was out, he met a friend who he had in the past, who he went out drinking with, and he wanted him to bring him back to that life. And in that situation, we had the good mind and the bad mind come into play. And that's something I feel like all of us always encounter. And that's where we brought up the second verse, Tatte Nukampam. So in that verse, Lord Brahma describes that, the devotee, he patiently awaits for the Lord's mercy while tolerating all the past reactions that Lord Krishna gives him. But we often, more than what we're going through in life, we're trying to tolerate our anarthas, and they're like, we were discussing this morning in the corner there, just us, that by practicing Krishna consciousness, we are told our sins are destroyed, but often until we become to the Priya stage, our sinful tendencies still remain, and they sort of always want to drag us down. So in this verse we learn that we have to realize, as Maharaj said yesterday, that we have to surrender. Only Krishna's mercy can save us, basically. So our main character got driven to the point by his mind, that his anarthas were trying to drag him down, and we was able to tolerate. And through this experience, he was able to become fixed. Very well. Thank you very much.
Now we've seen Gopal Mahotsav. This may sound a little odd, but to put together the kind of classes that we do, Mataji's class and my class, it takes some effort. But to tell you the truth, when we see those young people, young adults, put together something like that based on our presentations, we feel it more than worth it. Any difficulty, and we're so happy. And I just wanted to say that you are all our hope. So please keep hearing and chanting and stay on the path and keep Krishna with you to, and of course this is for everyone, to meet the challenges of life, because the world is not going in the direction that Mataji spoke of. It's going in a completely different direction. So keep in the association of devotees, try your best, call out to Krishna, stay on the path, and you'll have a very adventurous life. It will be so exciting. It's really very exciting because there is real life there, there's real choice there. And then what to speak of when Krishna lets you know that he's with you now, and not only he's with you now, he's always with you. Yeah, so thank you very much. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very, 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 very much. Because you're all, from the youngest ones, from the little flower over here, to all of the different sizes and age groups, to the elderly. It's been so nice to be in your association these days. So very nice. We have a secret plan that we haven't revealed really until this very moment. The secret plan is a secret retreat. But, and there's always a but, conditions apply. This retreat is next week on Saturday at the farm. It's only the day. But it goes from what time? From 8th, yeah. It's called, who can read it? Raise your hand if you can read that. Yes, Harif.
With Krishna.
And?
Together with Krishna's devotees.
And read the rest.
A one-day retreat with His Grace.
Slowly.
Okay.
Don't read that line. Start.
A one-day retreat with His Grace Bhurijana Prabhu. A digital detox day filled.
Okay, a digital detox day. You know what that means? It means leave your phone at home. You think you can do it? Next line.
Okay. Filled with Krishna Katha. Filled with Krishna Katha and plenty of time alone for introspection, prayer, sincere japa and meaningful shastric reading. Plus heart-opening association with devotees, kirtan and prasadam. Are you ready?
Uh-oh, there's a problem. The problem is to be alone, because it's a different kind of retreat. It's not with myself and Mataji sitting up here and giving classes and talking, and it's something completely different, something that we usually don't do. It's a kind of retreat where we will have our time talking, but it's a kind of retreat where we go alone, but not alone. We take the holy names with us, we take Krishna with us, but we take this time, something that is so rare nowadays. Everyone is so busy and so distracted by life. No one has the time to think about, how am I doing in my spiritual life? No one has the time to to think, what is my next step practically? No one has the time to sit alone, not no one, but a general tendency, so busy with work and this and that and family and this and that and this and that and this and that. No time to sit alone and actually examine my life, examine my consciousness, to see how sincere I really am. To see, because Prabhupada even once said, one of the, in the very early days of the movement, either Brahmananda Prabhu or Satsuma Maharaj, was asking Prabhupada about, is this famous philosopher Krishna conscious? Is this famous philosopher Krishna conscious? Is this famous philosopher Krishna conscious? Is this one? And Prabhupada ultimately said, their sincerity is their Krishna consciousness. So that's something that's very, very, what's the right word? It's very, very rare we do. We rarely check to see how my sincerity to be with Krishna, how it matches my sincerity to not be with Krishna. I have desire to be with Krishna, to serve Srila Prabhupada, but I also have other desires. What do I really want? What do I really, really want? After I give the right answer, I want to be a devotee, but what do I really want? To take the time to look at one's own consciousness and ask that question privately. Not all those who want to be with Krishna raise your hand, and everyone has to raise the hand because everyone's looking to see who doesn't raise the hand. Or in the momentary enthusiasm of the classes and the kirtans and in front of the deities, sort of the best part of us comes out, the most sincere part. But what about the parts that we have to live with day after day after day? How are we going to deal with that? And what do we really want? Yeah, what is it that we really want? And how the part of us that's most sincere can grow. So this is a time we're hoping to have several sessions of this time when one is alone just with Krishna. Alone with Krishna. And just ask these type of questions. Take shelter of the holy names. As you like, pray, read, as you like. There's a variety of activities. Once I was explaining this to one of the devotees, and he said, if I was alone, I wouldn't know what to do. Because I don't have my mobile phone. Because the minute we're alone, what do? We pull out our mobile phone and just check something to distract us. We live a life of so much distraction. Well, confront this. This is this kind of a retreat. Are you ready? Are you really ready? Well, the good news is we're having the retreat. And the sort of bad news is that because it's private time, alone time, we don't have very much space. And if the weather is rainy and cold, we have to be inside. If the weather is nice, we can take so many devotees because there are so many trees to sit under. And just be there with Krishna. Now we have a whole plan and a whole system in place to support this, I would say, very adventurous time to be alone with Krishna. And also not only alone with Krishna, together with devotees in groups, different sized groups, and kirtan, etc. So the bad news is that we only have 50 places. And also, other bad news is, I don't know how to say this, this was the retreat for just the families. And the children, we have had so much fun, but in this retreat, there won't be children. But when we talk about the ex-children who are the age of those who put on that little drama, that age is welcome. But But you have to know what you're getting into. You're welcome, but it's a time just think of it. Sitting alone for 2 hours at a time with nothing to distract you. And the focus of yourself and everyone else is just on being with Krishna. And then coming together with the devotees after that. Yes, so that's our plan for next Saturday. Now, when we did this in Perth, a one session one, just the morning, and it was quite amazing, and the devotees really had such an experience. And when I asked Mataji, she did it one other time too, I asked her what was her experience, and she said, profound, very deep. So, are you ready? Yes. So, Sri Chaitanya, what does everyone do if they're ready? And also, there's the charge, the cost is very minimal. It's just for the prasadam, basically, and some things that will be printed. Well, that will be explained. And if those who sign up for it and are accepted, because there's only 50 people allowed, then there'll be mail-outs, virtual mail-outs with things that you have to read in advance, and then you have to bring some things. And not only that, the most difficult thing is you have to be on time. So we have to be very strict about that because our time is limited. And it's such a rare opportunity when we have nothing else to do except be with Krishna. And just watch what your mind does when confronted with that. And we'll have so many support systems to help you. You'll see good mind and bad mind right before your eyes. Do you want to?
Also, the devotees would have to chant their fixed rounds that they are chanting before they come.
Yes, because otherwise, I have some time alone, I can finish my rounds. No, just time to be with Krishna, and if you want to chant, extra rounds. Yeah. What else?
Yeah, so we have got the same website which you have booked to come to this retreat. We have changed it to book for this retreat as well. So all of you can, from tonight, be able to go onto that website and register. And there will be an option for registration, so you can do that on the same website. And the first 50 will be taken, and then if you are not in that 50 list, the money will be refunded back. Thank you.
And also, because sometimes fate, even though we want to attend, fate will stop us from attending, so there'll be others added. And we'll check out exactly how many spots we have, so if it comes to 52, we'll let 52 devotees attend. Any questions about this? Not even one question?
Question.
Yes.
8 p.m. and then what happens after 8 p.m.? So it finishes at 8 p.m.
Yes.
So then you go home or?
Yes. It's a day retreat.
I mean,
that's not so bad.
well, you give us a blissful day and then you send us home.
Yes, Mataji.
So everyone comes at 8:30. 8:30 to 9:30 will be breakfast, but they have to come on sharp at 8:30, and then from 9:30 the whole program starts, and it will finish at 7 p.m. and 7 to 8 is dinner time, and then everybody can go home.
And go home taking some valuable gift that some jewel. We want you to find jewels. We want you to find jewels and take those jewels home with you and bring them into your regular everyday life. We can't escape from our life. We want to bring Krishna in it. Find jewels. And that's one of the things that will be one of the focuses. Find some depth. Find some depth by being alone and then integrate that into your life. There are so many retreats and workshops. When we have our Govardhan retreats, they're so amazing. Even this retreat. And then as soon as we hear Sarira Vidya, our mind goes somewhere else. And what to speak of on the drive back. So we want to concentrate on getting some depth, and then just like we try to offer verses and a beautiful glimpse of Vrindavan to keep in our minds. So we want to find some jewels of personal realization that you can take back home with you and apply it to your life. Thank you. Good question. Any other question? Yes. Go to sleep early the night before. I'm sorry, it's a little hard to hear. Let's wait. It's a practical question. There'll be other time also to chant. If you
okay,
can.
so if you have some time during the day for chanting.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's plenty. It's not a rush schedule. And not that you're not allowed to chant your rounds, but not that we don't want the mood to be, this is a time I can finally finish my rounds. We want to have prayerful chanting. There's plenty of time actually. So we were in a difficult situation because it would have been easier in one sense if we had the retreat somewhere close to the temple, but we couldn't find any place that took into account what would happen if the weather is cold and we couldn't be outside. And it's for all day too, so it's hard to get a place that has enough space for 50 individual people to feel like they're alone with Krishna. So it was very tricky logistically, and this was sort of the best we can do. But there's plenty of time.
Thank you.
Good question. Another good question. Any other question or comments? Yes. Is there lunch? You're talking about today, or on the retreat? Yes, Prabhu. What is your name? Kirtan? Hitan. Okay. Yes. Did you have lunch today? What did you have? Okay. Now I understand why you were asking. Okay, any other? Thank you. Yes, there's breakfast, lunch, and some supper. Any other questions? Okay. Now, what I would like to... Yes.
Prabhu, is it possible that those who can't attend can we make it available online on Zoom?
It's a detox, technology detox.
I can't think of a way that can be done, especially this time.
Because there's no phones.
Not this time. Come. We'll see where this goes. Because this is really the first time we're ever doing a full day version of this. Any other questions? Okay. Now, what I'd like to do, run on, if you could. I would like to have a little kirtan. But in a kirtan, and maybe if you can start with prayers to Prabhupada and then the Panchatattva mantra. But a kirtan in which we're praying. We're actually calling out to Krishna in the form of his holy names. Calling out, as Prabhupada translated the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, when he first gave a very simple but very deep explanation to us of what the mantra was. He said it meant, O Lord, O Krishna, O energy of the Lord, O Srimati Radharani, please accept me as your servant. Please engage me in your service. It was a call, a cry to Krishna and Srimati Radharani to please allow me to serve you. So maybe we can turn off some of the lights, but not all of them. But see if you can enter into that mood of a sincere calling out to be engaged in service to Krishna. Namah Om Krishna Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutaya Srimate Namah Krishna, everyone. Krishna, Krishna. Namaste, Saraswati, Gauravaani Pracharine, Nirvishesha, Shunyavadi, Astyadeshatani.
Again, all together. Louder, please. And again, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare From your heart, everyone! Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada.
Okay, lights on, please. Jayam Vishnupad Brahmansa Prakasakacharya Vastatara Sakasi Siman, His Divine Grace H.D. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki. His Khan founder Charja Srila Prabhupada Ki. Prem Si Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivedanta Ki. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sai Mukunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sri Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktivedanta Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to CC Guru Gauranga Mataya Gaur. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Purnami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvise Prasannavadi Prastaya. Thank you all so much for your association. Before you leave, though, we have a gift for you. These photo of Giriraj Govardhan. They're not the greatest photo, but Giriraj Govardhan is the greatest. Haridasa Vajra. So please come up and take a photo of Giriraj Govardhan. Thank you so much.